प्रेम से बोलिए श्री उमापति महादेव की जय, विष्णु भगवान की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सकल पंच की जय जय सीताराम. Dear devotees, once again, on behalf of the Mandir, I take this opportunity to extend to you and those yet to come a most cordial and special welcome, as we are blessed once more to be in the holy Mandir of Bhagavan Shankar and to engage ourselves in the holy environment of Satsangh, Puja, Kirtan and Katha, as we take a dip once more in the fathomless lake of nectar, the Shri Garuda Purana. A most cordial and special welcome also to all bhaktas and devotees who normally join with us, both nationally, regionally and internationally, on our Facebook page, streaming live by members of the Nagar Hindu Youth Group from the Nagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojo Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome. Shankar Bhagavan again reiterates, Punya Punya Binambalahina Santa. It's only when His mercy is showered and our good karmas accumulate from the past and the present life, then we have the blessed privilege to be in places like this, environments like this. Whenever it becomes possible, then one should consider him or herself highly blessed. So we take advantage of these moments as we are blessed to be here. We have had puja, we have had kirtan, we join in Bhagavan's katha. But again, as we do so, before we do so, we refer the various divinities seeking their blessing with our focus on Bhagavan Vishnu. So let's sit upright as we clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our head once more. Visualize the beautiful form of Vishnu Bhagavan, the Lord possessing the dark hue complexion with a beautiful crown. Beautiful ornaments adorn the Lord's body, clad in bright shiny yellow outfit, pitambar kahani kache. The Lord relaxes on that eternal serpent Shesha, whilst Goddess Lakshmi is massaging the Lord's feet. All the divinities surround the Lord, offering praises to Thee. Hey Prabhu, we mentally bow upon those feet of Yours, reminding ourselves of the mystery and the greatness of those feet. Those feet again have the river Ganga flowing on earth today. Those feet as Shri Ram redeemed the Hilya, was laved by King Janak who counted his blessing, were laved again by Gua who ferried you across the Ganga. Vibhishan seeking refuge unto your feet was saved also. Ahilya Mata redeemed from a stone statue into a human. Prabhu, as we mentally bow on those feet, we crave of You. Bless us once more with Your divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But Prabhu, we crave the greatest of boons that any human can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion or bhakti to Thee. As we keep our focus on those feet, we rever the various divinities, beginning with Shri Ganesh. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatiyai Namaha, Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante, Param Pradhanam Purushanta Thanye, Veshwargate Karanam Ishwaram Va, Tasmai Namo Vegana Vinashanaya. Vinadhare Vipula Mangaladana Shile Bhaktarti Nashini Viranachi Harishavande Kirti Prade Akhila Manorat De Maharahi Vidya Pradayini Saraswati Naumi Nityam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Mukhaṁ karoti vachalam pangulang hiti girim यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमार्पितवामभागं पाणो महाशायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं श्रीराम नाम वरानने रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतिये नमः हे रमा पुरुषोत्तम नरहरि नारायण केशव गोविंदा गरुड़ध्वज गुणनिधि दामोदरा माधवा हे कृष्णा कमलापते यदुपति सीतापते श्रीपते वैकुंठाधिपते चराचरपते लक्ष्मीपते पाहि मम ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्ण वंदे जगद्गुरु नमः विज्ञान रूपाय परमानंद रूपिणे कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोप कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः नमो ब्राह्मणे देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदीथाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः यं ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदै सांग परक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिता तर्गते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाविदुः सुरगण देवाय तस्मै नमः ओम नमः शर्वाय शांताय शंभवे शंभवे नमः विदेश्वर नमस्तुभ्यं भूतेश्वर नमोस्तुते नागेन्द्रहराय त्रैलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्ध्याय दिगंबराय तस्मै नगराय नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोस्तुते नमस्तुते व्यास विशाल बुधे पुरारविंद्रयत पत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तल्य पूर्ण प्रेमज्वाली ज्ञानम प्रदीपम श्री गुरु चरण सरोजर निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर ओ जोदायक भलचार ओम बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु ये, हरहु कलेश विकार। सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय, शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो करे। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय। We beg the blessings as usual of Goddess Saraswati. Bless us all, let us always have the sharp and broad intellect, good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands, mastery over musical instruments, all in the field of fine arts, skills and talent. We beg of you as we praise you, Devi Ma. Be reminded, the 23rd is Saraswati Jayanti. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata. Jai Jai Jai
Shri Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Shri Rama Radhika Ma.
Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai Jai Jai
Shri Saraswati Mata.
Prathama Vinavamay Shri Ganesha ko duje Saraswati Ma. Dije may vinavati ne deva ko jo yak srishti chala. Dije may vinavati ne deva ko jo yak srishti chala. Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Shri Rama Radhika Ma. Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai Jai Jai
Shri
Shri
Saraswati Mata.
चौथे मैं विनवा पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलता। श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा। श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भवसागर पार करा। ओ जय 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 श्री
Saraswati Mata.
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका मा। जय 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 श्री
Saraswati Mata.
ओ जय 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 श्री
Saraswati Mata.
ओ जय अपार शक्ति सरस्वती माता की जय. Praise again to a noble pathway of life of Sanatan Dharam. Devotees, knowing the greatness of it, it is worth giving your whole life to sacrifice for it. When you see how rich the rites, the rituals, the culture, interwoven with agriculture, it is so rich that it really molds and develops an individual into what one should be. He who knows the greatness of it takes advantage and see what he can do best to defend his dharma, to protect his dharma, to live for the sake of it. But the Vedas quote, if you live for the sake of your dharma will always protect you. Thousands before have given their lives to protect it, and we continue to do so. कहो एक बार ये मित्रों, सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
कहो एक बार ये मित्रों, सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
करो प्रचारो दुनिया में, सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
करो प्रचार दुनिया में, सनातन धर्म की जय हो.
सनातन धर्म रक्षाहित हजारों कद मेरे रन में. सनातन धर्म
रक्षाहित
हजारों कद मेरे रन में. कभी मुख को नहीं मोरा, ओ सनातन
धर्म की जय हो.
सनातन
धर्म की जय हो.
ओ सनातन धर्म की जय हो. प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Let us join in bhajan. आज अंधेरे में कई हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान. आज अंधेरे में कई हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान. भक्त करके कम राह दिखा दे, भगवान राह दिखा दे. भक्त करके कम
राह दिखा दे, भगवान राम दिखा दे.
कदम कदम पर किरण विचारे, भगवान किरण विचारे. कदम कदम पर
किरण बिछाले,
भगवान किरण विचारे. इन यकियन को प्रभु करा दे, इन यकियन को प्रभु करा दे. ज्योति से पहचान, ओ ज्योति से पहचान. आज अंधेरे
है हम इंसान,
ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान. संतान तेरा ओ हम
संसार जिहारे
प्रभु संतान तिहारी, तेरी दया पर हम अधिकारी, प्रभु है हम अधिकारी, तेरी दया पर हम अधिकारी, प्रभु है हम अधिकारी, दुनिया होवे सुखी हमारी, दुनिया होवे सुखी हमारी, ओ ऐसा दे वरदान, ओ ऐसा दे वरदान, आज तेरे
में है हमारी इंसान।
ओ ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान, आज अंधेरे में गए हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान। प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, सूर्य भगवान की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। So devotees, we continue with our kathas taken from the Shri Garuda Purana, one of the 18 Purans in Sanatan Dharma. It is a dialogue, a discussion really between Vishnu Bhagavan and Garuda himself. Garuda posed questions to the Lord, and the Lord took that opportunity to enlighten him by giving him the answers that we could get this knowledge. It is merely for us. If the questions were not asked, we will not have these answers today. And the whole ultimate objective, devotees, is that in God's creation of 8,400,000 species of lives, we are the highest, the human. There isn't a body higher than the human body that the soul could ever get to come and live in. Our ultimate goal, the soul having left Bhagavan himself, comes into the Chaurasi Lakh Yoni, the 8,400,000 species of lives, which are divided into Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astravar. Those are lives that are born from wombs, mammals, those that are born from eggs, those that are sweat-born, microscopic and otherwise, and the plant kingdom. The human body is the highest. Our ultimate goal is the soul should merge back in oneness with the Lord. And when that state is achieved, it's called moksha, salvation, or final beatitude, where the soul does not return into a future body, but it enjoys oneness with the Lord. For that to be achieved, being in this human body, it has nothing easier to achieve it than being in this human body. For Shri Ram says in Ramayana, moksha ka dwara hai. We stand right on the gateway to get in that oneness with God, just being blessed by this human body. Right? But this human body was designed for the purpose of achieving moksha. And that's why in it, we have so many, you have chakras or kundalinis, points of awakening. By yogic practice, one is able to awaken it, lift the life force, get your third eye open. The yogis bring it to the highest point up here, and in constant communion with the Lord. But with this body, which was really meant for what? Sadhana. Sadhana is spiritual endeavors. It can allow us to achieve that goal. Although we live in this age of 2025 and on 26 and onwards, we have the privilege. Vishnu Bhagavan is showing us through Garuda how this can be done. And what he stresses here, if you notice, is karma yoga. And what is karma yoga? To perform actions with this body, whilst God bless you with it and have health and strength and whatever resources. Remember, you can only do whilst there is health and strength in this body. The day strength and health start to fail, that is the end of it. You will not be able to do what you could have done at that time. And again, let us go back. When is the best time to be spiritually fit is when you are physically fit. And when is the best time you are physically fit? When you're young, strong, and healthy. Right? Even self, when you reach in your old age, and you cannot do at that time, you will have no regrets that you didn't do. But you didn't do whilst God blessed you with all the necessaries. And that time when you can't do it, you start to regret. Don't do it. That's why he says, in this age of Kali Yuga, where Sanatan Dharma stands on 4 pillars of Satya, Sauch, Daya, and Dan, the 3 legs of Dharma have gone. Sat, which is truth, Sauch, which is cleanliness, Daya, which is mercy. The only leg it stands on in Kali Yuga is Dan, and Dan is charity, to give. Give whilst God bless you with. While when it's the best time to give, once you are living, or when you are living, use the hands and give. If you didn't get the opportunity to do it and you haven't left this, you have at the point when you're going to leave this body, the sons can still make offerings on your behalf, gifts and so on, that the merits will come to you. Even that was not done, even after you leave this body, gifts can also be made that will help you along that journey to the Lord. And this is where it's important that all these rites after that rituals are performed, and the blessings of sons who can do it, biological sons within a body itself. Here Bhagavan is telling us, take advantage, for the greatest treasure we have is time. New Year's just start. You know, is the date today already? You know, is the date today? Today is the 8th already. You will see how fast New Year's is going to come back. For in Kali Yuga, which is 430,000 years, you will see how fast the wheel of time will spin. It will come and go, and you just move in like that. You're now born and you grow up and you're almost not ready. This is how it's going to be. So take advantage, devotees, and use balance. You have to learn to balance life and balance time and make time for this. Here, devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu, in this chapter is going to show us an account of the rights of a dying person. A person is about on the pathway of death. Let me say, Doc, give him up then. And you know you don't have much time and so on again. You know, definitely when you go in, right? What are some of the things to do that could still help you, right? There are things you can do, and this is why the information of the Garuda Purana is so important. If we do not read it, we will not get this information and we will not know. So Bhagavan Vishnu explains to Garuda as we listen. In Naimisharan Kshetra, the 88,000 rishis led by Saunak, Suji Maharaj is the Vyas. He also explains there and then. And what he says, Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatiye Namaha Guru Charan Kamalebhyo Namo Namam Sri Vishnuve Namaha Hari Om Kathitanko Bhavatako Hari Om Samyako Kadanako Maturko Kalikam Hari Om Sri Mriyamanasya Ko Yat Kathyanko Tarikodani Ko Varaprabho Hari Om Srinu ko taksha ko pravakshayi Dehatyaga ko asti dhimaha Mrityayen ko bidhanen ko Sadagati ko yanti manava Karam ko yagad ko da ko dehi Murchyatra ko ni Hari Om nijang ko vapo Tulasi ko Saninhya dhav ko Hari Om Sri Kuryaman dalang ko Gomate to Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai Hari Om. इसी प्रकार के गरुड़ जी बोले कि हे भगवान विष्णु, गरुड़ जी asked the Lord, हे भगवान आपके अंत समय के दान अक्षा प्रकार को कहा, वहां मैंने सुना, अब को मेरे की हुआ, प्राणी के कृत्य को मुझसे कहिए कहे. Garuda is saying, hey Prabhu, you have spoken to me before about the gifts again for the deceased that you can make before the person have died or when the person have died. And these were all the gifts coming devotees in terms of the rites and the rituals like the shaving and the bhandara and all these things and feeding people and all these things, all the merits accrue. When Baba Sankalap Karet, it goes to the soul. Already son or someone may do it on that person's part. Although better again is if you could do it whilst you were living. Hari Om. He said, tell me again the rites for the dying. A person is about to leave this body, you know he's on a dunghill, dog give him up and so on, he wouldn't make it for long. Is there anything you could do? There is. There are in fact plenty you could do. You see, plenty we can still do to help that person if you will take the effort to do it. If the children will take the effort to do it. What is it? Shri Bhagavan bole ki he Garur. Lord Vishnu said, Garur, listen. Hari Om, मरना समय को जो को विधि है वहाँ को मैं के हरि ओम श्री तुमको कहता हूँ सुनो जिसमें कर को मनुष्य को मरते हैं वे को सदगति को प्राप्ति होता है श्री भगवान विष्णु बोले said Garur, listeners, I explain the rites for the dying. A person is about or going down the hill and will then about to leave the body and so on. You see, long time death is wait when a person get old, then he's ready to die and thing, very yeah, people dying at 30, 40 and all them things and so on. That should be real rare. Right? People should go down until they get a natural death at the end. Look at how many different types of deaths of people are dying today. And everything is a karmic situation because Shri Ram tell Lakshman and Ramayana, Lakshman tell Guha, when you are happy, it's your own karmas has come and make you happy. When you are sad, it's your own karmas has put you in that situation. Again, it's karmas you don't have to do in this world. Whilst in this body can be brought from previous births. But karmas do not go unnoticed. See, Krishna in Bhagavad says if you take a trillion years, you have to return and pay for it. The great thing with Kali Yuga is that we can burn bad karmas and build good ones. But we have to make that choice. So here he says then, listen, I'll tell you the rites for the dying, all right? And by what rites again, or rituals, men after death, they can reach, if they get moksha, but at least rise to a good condition hereafter. When by again, the effects of karma, right? Due to karma, devotees in this manner, Hari Om, जिस जिस समय प्रारब्ध कर्म को योग से को शरीर को छोड़े तब को तुलसी के हरि ओम समीप एक को गुंबैका को मंडल करते उस मंडल पर तिल को स्वच्छ को कुश आसन में को बिछा करके ऊपर उस पर शालिग्राम की मूर्ति को स्थापित हो गई है. He said, due to the effects of karma, prarabdha karmas, that are karmas heap up from past birth that we did not finish pay. Remember when Narad Muni came on earth and he saw the human not happy, he went back into our lives and he saw that we evolved coming up the road due to karmas committed. It do go unnoticed. And instead of when we come here, you're blessed to get this human body. You're supposed to stop making more bad karmas. But one man does when he come here. We bring those from previous birth. We start to make more when we come here. And what you make adds up to what you bring and who have to carry it. We are the creators of our destiny. So due to karmas devotees committed, the Jeev live in this body. What happened? Right? Then again, if that Jeev or the soul in that body is about to leave, no matter what bad karmas he may have, but he is privileged to be in this position, and he happens, devotees, to happen to die near a tulsi tree, right? One should, devotees, what one should do, you make a ring with gobar. In other words, you leap a place then like a circle with gobar. You see what gobar does? That bedi does only be prepared to accept the devatas when you leap it with fresh gobar, Not white dirt, From the cow, and better yet, if it's from a young heifer, better yet in this manner. It is an antiseptic. It carries purity with it. So here again, Vishnu Bhagavan says, you leap the ground in a circle in this manner, right? And you have a tulsi tree, and in that spot there near. Hari Om. Next again, Hari Om. इसी प्रकार को तिल को स्वच्छ को कुश को आसन पर you sprinkle black till devotees on that spot. And you spread kush grass. The kush grass, you just normally see it, but when we go to a funeral, Darren and them will fix up and put it below the coffin and so on. But this is for when you are living too, on the point of death. Now when we say kush grass, we are trying, I think it's important that we revive back the knowledge of what is the kush grass. Right? We keep using the metive grass. And every year for Pitra Paks, Mr. Ramnarayan from Mafikin, he brings kush grass here. The first time Mr. Ramnarayan brought kush grass, I take a plant and it's still there. Many people take it. I don't know if you care for it, if it die, or what is the situation with it. But he has the kush grass. The kush grass is called the needle grass. Now, it does not like all type of soil, all right? So it's not, you don't find it in all regions and so on. And that's why people use the metive grass, which is a family of the kush grass. Now, Sanatan Dharma is based on Samay, Desh, or Kal. Depending on the time, place, and situation, you use what you could get. But it becomes notable, that is the kush grass. But really, it is not. It is metive grass. Right? So it's good. The kush grass has a broad leaf and it goes out to a thin point down there. And you'll hear how important that kush grass is. So if you can get it and propagate it, we can give it to others and try to get back on the path where people will know it and so on. So kush grass should be spread on that spot. Hari Om, नारायण भगवान इसी प्रकार को शालिग्राम मूर्ति को स्थापित करे की होता है. And the shaligram stone should be placed under that tulsi tree with a light. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam, on a clean platform then. Like you have the chowki, you just put the murti on and you put your shaligram on that. Narayan Bhakti Kevalam. इस प्रकार को हरिओम श्री अनेको पाप दियो का को नष्ट करने को वाली शालिग्राम को जहाँ को मूर्ति है उसमें को समीप को रहते है प्राणियों को निश्चय को मुक्ति को होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. And then devotees having placed that shalikram on a platform there under that tulsi tree with a deer lighting with ghee in it. All right, it is certain for the person who is about to die near that shalikram, what happened? That stone itself, it removes all sins committed. You see the power of it? It removes sins committed, this power of the shaligram. But devotees, you have to be living a certain life, you see. If you have a shaligram in your home, that home's supposed to be a vegetarian home. You know, Baba will walk with it when he's going to do puja. Baba don't carry it just so, you have to do puja for about 2 years with that shaligram before the power builds in it to carry it outside. And that home should be vegetarian. We're all buying shaligrams, we have them home, and we eating meat and this, that, and all them thing and so on and thing. And instead of thing going wrong, like we are in the Tulsi Mala. Long ago when these old ladies used to put on the kanthi, kanthi means a string around the neck with a Tulsi bead in it. They will take vows and they will die but not break them vows. Can we do it in this Kali Yuga? You see, can we do it? So to maintain it, having it is one, maintaining it is the other. Okay? Hari Om Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam. It says Shalikram Baba removes all sins. When you bathe the Shalikram in puja with that milk and they pass it around and you receive and drink it, you know what it does? It prevents death by Akal Mrit Haranam Sarapa Vinashi Shri Bhagavan Panchamritang. It prevents death by suicide, homicide, accidental, all these things and so on. That is the power of drinking the Panchamrit when they give you after puja. Okay? Hari Om. Arko Hari Om Sri Sansar ke Tapako ko mitane ko wale jहाँ तुलसी को वृक्ष की का छाया है उसमें समीप को निश्चय को मन से मुक्ति की होता है. Where there is again the shade of the Tulsi tree devotees, which again it removes the pain devotees of that being. The pains that the person dying will have, the Tulsi helps to remove it. Him quell it down then and so on. Because how a time you use painkillers until you become resistant and you're walking again, you know. The Tulsi has the power to reduce pain effects in this body devotees at that point of the dying. And there is always liberation for that dying person when the soul will leave this body in the presence of Tulsi Devi. Tulsi Mata ki jai, which is difficult to obtain devotees by other gifts and so on. Very difficult otherwise. Hari Om. जिसके को घर में तुलसी का वृक्ष है वहाँ घर को तीर्थ रूप है और उसको हरिओम घर में को यमदूत में कभी नहीं को जाता है. Listen what Vishnu Bhagavan has said and is documented here. The servants are devotees. The house in which the tulsi plant devotees or that basil plant is enshrined devotees is like any holy spot of pilgrimage. To go and bathe in the Ganges River, that spot where the Tulsi is, that spot is a holy spot. And you see, another thing we have to remember, Tulsi devotees is a very sacred plant, is a Devi. You know, it had days to pick that Tulsi leaf and so on, you know. And worse, somebody brings Tulsi and they break the branch. You get cursed for that. You have to beg her and ask her for the leaves in a gentle way. All right? The greatest offering of Tulsi is water. You're really not, when you're passing your clothes or your feet or your slippers, to touch the Tulsi plant. You get cursed. Take them out, put them in little cups and so on, and give it to people as gifts and so on in this way. Because by some people whom it really grows, and you see this wind disperse. So sometimes the wind blow it in the crevice, in the concrete, you know, and our plants have to grow there, all by a step and so on. It is not good that when you are passing, your feet nor your clothes and so on should touch it. Could you imagine for spitting by the plant and all these things and desecrating it and so on, you get shrap. Shrap means curse. When you break a branch, it comes like you hold her hand and wring it out. She is a Devi. You have to treat her not because it's a plant, you have to treat her as Devi Mata. That's why you have a special day in Kartik month for her worship. That whole period of Kartik is very favorable for her worship also. So we should have Tulsi plants at our house, but you could again manage it properly where you will not desecrate it. Because instead of you get blessing, you get curse in this way. So here, devotees, it says here, where there is that Tulsi tree, that place, devotees, is like any holy bathing place, like the Ganga River. Tulsi में को मंजरी को युक्त हो के को प्राणी को त्याग कर को वहाँ को अनेकों प्रकार को पापों से हरिओम पापों से युक्त हो फिर को भी को यमलोक को भी नहीं की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He said, wherever devotees, that Tulsi plant is there. The servants of your Yamraj just keep a distance away. They don't come wrong there. All right, the messengers of death. And it's not able devotees to see him. So if the Yamduts are not there, that dying person with the Tulsi nearby, you have to worry that you go see them Yamduts and them stand up there. In the absence of it, they will come along. According to the teachings, let me tell you what has happened. At the point of that is the Yamdut and them just come, you know. And when they get description of them fellas, they black like coals, they hair stand up like 4 inches, nail on the head, and their teeth going cut, and that's how they be watching you. And they say when they hit you a blow, you say, oh God, pain. But it's not pain you get, it's the blow from the Yamdut, you know. That's how it does be, according to the scriptures. Right? Medical-wise, we have a reason why this and that happening and so on. But the Yamdut and them nearby. Remember, death does be waiting like a cobra set to strike, you know. Right? As soon as he gets the moment, he's going to snatch that Atma from this body. Wherever there's that Tulsi plant, and where that person is dying, devotees, Jamraj messengers have to stay away. So you're thinking about them now. Hari Om. Yam is not able, and that person, devotee, is not able to see devotees whilst he's about to give out his life. Whilst having a Tulsi plant, devotees near to him in that situation. Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. No matter person it says may have hundreds devotees of thousands of sins committed, if he had that blessed privilege to be in the presence of that Tulsi when he's dying, he will get that privilege to not have the darshan of the Jamdruta then. You see it? Hari Om. तुलसी पत्र को ही को हरि अमुक से भी को कुश में आसन पर को मेरे वहां को मनुष्य पुत्रहीन को होने पर वही वैकुंठ में लोक में जाता है. The man who dies with a leaf of the tulsi leaf in his mouth, right? It says upon a seed of the sesame seed, which is the black till, and that tulsi in his mouth, devotees, and kush grass, he goes straight, devotees, to the city of Bhagavan Vishnu, on feeling along the way, all right? Although if he don't have any sons and so on to do anything. That's why you will notice somebody is about to die. Baba, what we should do? Get some tulsi, put that tulsi in some water. Depend if you can have these, well, if you carbide so you will be able to drink it, or else they have certain strap up all over you and you can't drink. Right? You put that tulsi leaf on his lip, so he'll have it there. That is something we do. Okay? इसी प्रकार को तीन को प्रकार के तिल हरिओम दर्भ और को तुलसी पत्र में ये को सब नरक में जातक व प्राणियों को बचाकर को संगति को कराते हैं. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He said black till devotees of sesame seed, kush grass, and the tulsi devotees are three holy things. You have to make this sacrifice and go and look for it. If you want pure kush grass, you'll get. Inquire where it is and how you can get it, and so on, you'll get it. Right? And you'll hear why just so, eh? There are three holy things, the tulsi, the kush, and the black till. Why are they, and the till itself then, why? And devotees, they're preventing it, it says here, as always, one from going down that pathway to Narak, which is the pathway to hell. It have this blessedness in them. Hari Om, Bhagavan कहते हैं हे गरुड़, मेरे को पसीने इनको तिल के उत्पन्न हुआ, इसलिए को तिल जगत में पवित्र. हरि ओम श्री कारक में है तिल को दानव से असुर दैत्य दानव के आदि को मार को जाता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Here devotees, Bhagavan Vishnu is telling Garuda again that, oh Garuda, because again, the reason why the till is produced from the sweat of the body of Lord Vishnu, and the kush devotees comes from the hair of Lord Vishnu. That's why it's so important. Now you probably would have heard that katha before. You see, devotees, Jai and Vijay were two gatekeepers to Lord Vishnu in the heavens. The rishis came to pay a visit to Lord Vishnu, and because of their authority as being the gatekeepers, they prevented them from going in. And the rishis got angry, and because they were taking advantage of their position of authority, the sages cursed them. All you're behaving like two demons. Therefore, you're going to take the birth of demons 3 times. So when they hear that, now they know the words of the rishis will not fail. Eh? They run inside by Lord Vishnu and start to beg forgiveness and saying, Vishnu Bhagavan said, you're very close to me, but I can't do nothing. They don't pronounce the curse. It has to be effective. However, when the time comes for you to leave the body of the demon, I will come personally to relieve you from it. And after some time, they drop that body of Jai and Vijay, and they born on earth as 2 demons. Who were they? Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu. Now Hiranyaksh's devotees subdued the earth from its axis and took it down to the netherworlds down there in another region. And creation had to start, and Dharti Mata was not there. Brahma and all the divinities prayed to Lord Vishnu to do something. He is the protector. And it was there Lord Vishnu took the form of a wild boar, Vra Avatar. If you watch the 10 major incarnations of Lord Vishnu, you'll see the wild boar. He went down there, and he killed Hiranyaksh, took the earth upon his tusk, and brought it back and placed it in axis. Then when he leapt from the ocean, he shook his body. And when he shook his body, the bristles fell on the earth, and that became the Kush grass. And the sweat fallen from the body of Lord Vishnu became the till. That is why it is so beneficial. Right? The Kush came from which at that time in the form of the wild boar were bristles. Right? So when it fell on earth, that came to be the Kush grass, and from the sweat came the black till. So that was saying here, because Garur, the till is produced from my sweat, and the Kush again came from my hair on my body. And Asuras, who are demons, Daityas, and Danavas, and so on, they run away when they see sesame seed. Right? Sesame seed, they can't face it, they just run. That is why it's so important. Now, when a person is dying, or when a person has died, you don't know how much spirits there's be around there. All kind of spirits there's be following that body all over the place. That's why there's had the pindas to offer and all these things and so on. They come, all them jamrut and them hanging around there, right? Ready to take the soul. But when these things are there, they have to stay away. They cannot come nearby because they follow devotees at this time, and especially when there is a death. And so devotees, he says here, Hey Garud, ye durba ko mere ko, Hariom Vibhuti ko, hai, aur ko ye ko mere ko Ram se, Hariom Roma se ko utpan hua, इसलिए को इनको दुर्भाग्य को स्पर्श करते को मात्र से प्राणियों को स्वर लोक में चल को जाता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He said the kush grass, right, is my riches and are produced from my hair when I took that form of Vra Avatar. Okay? Hence again, by the mere touch of them, one is able to attain heaven. That's why you notice in Shraddha and Bhandara and all these things, you must have the kush. Well, which is Metive using today, right through. But it's good to know the real thing then. If you can get it, it's good, right? And you make sacrifice. Brahma is seated, now in the kush grass, hear what happens there? Now they didn't say the Metive, they're saying the kush grass. So I don't know. कुश मूले को ब्रह्मा कुश मध्य जनार्दनम किंतु में हरि ओम श्री और को अग्नि को भाग से को शंकर भगवान आदि देवता है. In the root of the kush grass, Lord Brahma dwells there. In the middle of the kush grass, Lord Vishnu dwells there. And on the tip of the kush grass, Lord Shiva dwells there. That's why you see a bow to the kush grass also. It's not an ordinary plant. It is very, very sacred. Right? Very sacred. How many of you downstairs could show me by your hand that you had a real kush grass home? Huh? You see? And Mr. Rabbi, every year for Pitra Pak she brings. And we share. But if you don't care it, it's like any other plant. If you don't care it, take care of it and so on, you're going to die. Right? But knowing the great value of it, and you can get, probably you can ask him when he comes in, he'll bring. Right? He'll bring for you, but he has some tall ones and it's very growing, nice and beautiful. Start to take care of it. When Pitra Paksh time comes, you will have it, the real kush grass. What he says here again, Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, those three shining ones dwell devotees, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, in the Kush grass. Kush ko Agni ko mantra, तुलसी को धेनु ये को सबको बारंबार कार्य में कुआते ही किंतु अपवित्र नहीं की होता है. Vishnu Bhagavan is saying, O Garur, hence the kush grass, fire, mantras, the tulsi, cows, brahmanas, they do not lose their purity by being used again and again and again. Kush could be used again and again and again. It don't use the purity. A tulsi leaf, if you run out of tulsi, could move from this parasat to that parasat to that parasat and you offer it. It can be reused if you don't have a choice. Right? Fire again is purity itself. It burns away impurities. Mantras itself have that power to remove negativities in the pathway. They say the cow also, the tulsi, the holy brahmana, all these devotees do not lose their purity by being used repeatedly. Hari Om Pinda par ko stapit ko darba preta bhojan ko karke wala hai. When it becomes unusable or unclean, when devotees, if it's offered with the pindas or the rice ball on behalf of the dead and so on, then that kush grass should not be used back. You understand? All right? The brahmana who eats the offering of the food that was prepared for those who gone by, for Shraddha and so on. You see that food you prepare to put outside for the departed? Right? Should that brahman eat that food, he becomes impure. That food is special for a special purpose, and that food should be done clean and pure. The purer it is, the better. How pure it is these days, I can't say. I know one thing, when you buy it outside to offer, you don't know how clean it comes in. That's why we tend to advise, if you could do it, you order food for the people having to eat, but for the offering, you can make 2 clean, nice sada roti and put outside for the pitras is better. You know how you fast and how you prepare yourself and how you make it. That food, and it has to be pure vegetarian, not because the man like that, you have to buy it and put it there, you know. You're looking for trouble, right? And food for the ancestors and so on, it has to be pure vegetarian food, right? Mantras, devotees and so on, the cow and the tulsi, when basely used, right, and even fire in a cremation ground becomes unclean. The fire that burns the dead. The tulsi that is put on the dead person's lip, that cannot be reused again. But any others, it can be used back. It cannot lose its purity then in this way. Hari Om Sri Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam. Hari Om He Garur. गोमय को लिपत को कर को उस समय को दर को बिछा कर को मरनांत को करम और पृथ्वी पर कर को आकाश में को मरते वाले की को हरिओम शुष्या नहीं को करे है. The dying man should be placed in that circle which you leap with the gobar, and you have the black tail and the kush grass spread with the tulsi plant and the salikram and a diya lightened below it with ghee especially. Should be placed, devotees, on the ground, right, which will be clean and leaped with that cow dung, the gobar, and spread over with kush and all these things and support. And it should not be supported in the air. What is support being supported in the air? When you're on a bed. You see it? When you're on a bed, you are supported in the air. But who tell you in this time, anybody taking them down from the bed and putting them outside on the ground, on a gobar ground to sleep or to die? Nobody want to do that. You see? There where all these things are, no jamdut can come in there, no spirits and this and that and so on, they have to keep away. So the mind of that dying person will have the attention of Bhagavan Vishnu himself. When those things are there, all of them coming wrong there. All them negative forces and so on. The body should not be supported in the air. Hari Om मंडल को पर को ब्रह्मा विष्णु को महेश को अग्नि को इत्यादि सबके देवता स्थित रहते हैं, इसलिए को मंडल अवश्य बनाते हैं। श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। Brahma, Vishnu and Lord Shiva, devotees and all the shining ones and so on. And that sacrificial fire, right, stand open devotees in that ring. Therefore, mantras and so on. Therefore it says, make a ring. That ring should be made, lipid with gobar. And the ground devotees must be pure everywhere. Hear what it tells you, eh? इस पवित्र को पर को जहाँ ले को नहीं को होता, और जहाँ लेप है वहाँ को दोनों लेप को से ही को शुद्ध होता है. Vishnu Bhagavan is saying here that even self there is a stain on the ground. Be it your concrete or whatsoever, well, everybody have concrete and Thailand thing today. But you clean the place first, you have to clean it. Right? Get the detergent and whatsoever and clean that place before you're going to leap it. That had to be cleansed. All right? And so devotees, having cleansed that place by, let me say, by further again, plastering it with the gobar itself or with concrete or tile or whatever you may have again. It said demons, goblins, elements and spooks and all these who are followers on Yamraj. What happened? They enter upon an impure place. That place which is impure, they come there. People don't understand. You see the cremation ground? You see the cemetery? The mortuary up there and so on? All these type of places are very, very unclean places because these type of spirits go there. The goblins and the fiends and all them spirits and things hang around. Right? In those places, if you could help it, you don't even swallow your saliva. People going with a car trunk full these days, you make in Skylark. Go cremation, you go see when they finish burning dead, they go on by the car trunk. One person order roti and what, and all you come and have a feast and thing and so on. Eating and drinking and having a good time and all them things. Those spirits remain in that place. Even devotees, you see, when a death comes home, it have no issue where you had to carry the death inside the house, you know. Upstairs or downstairs in the house, you know. People that believe will die in the man's house and he live here, put him inside the house. You have all them spirit and them following, he going inside there. All of them hanging around. All them hanging around there. Right? No need for that. Nothing like that could help him. The house can't help him. Nothing could help him. That is Maya, materialism. So that long time they used to keep the body home because they had icebox and thing. But now you had a funeral home doing that. So that place doing that, it's easy. It ain't easy at all. All right? All of them devotees there hang around that place. You know, Hariam Bhumi par ko Rakshas Pisach means spirit. Bhut is spirit to prate again is those souls that are suffering in the world. Yamraj दूत के and the best Yamraj प्रवेश करके को मरते पर ऐसा भूमि पर को हरिओम असर दीको को जाता है. They cannot come devotees in such a place, but devotees places where they are impure, they come in there. They come in there. When the body is upon the cot or the bed, we call it bed now, right? But cot and so on, I mean a raised platform in this manner. Right? Hariyam, Agnihotro Srad, Brahman ko bhojan, Deva puja ityadi, Atur karam ko, Mandali ko nahi ko jata hai, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Hence it says, without again, this ring being formed, one should not, devotees, perform oblations in the fire. Do you know that's why long time the Hawan Kun used to be in the ground? They will dig the hole in the ground and leap it. I know people today, although they have these aluminum Hawan Kun, there's leap it first. They leap inside the Hawan Kun. There are some practices where this is done. It purifies it. They tell you how one should not be done if the place is not without that gobar. I mean, there are a lot of flexibilities I know, but it's how serious it is. And Bhagavan Vishnu is saying that here, right? One should not even perform fire or shrad or the feeding of the Brahmanas, right? They should not be fed otherwise in such a spot which is considered to be clean. Yeah. But see, long time now, everybody is asleep in the house hunting, so everybody had gobar and so on. Nobody have it now, right? And you cannot vex with the man who's selling the gobar, you know. Because if I give you a cow to mine, you're going to bring it back in 3 days. Mining cows are not easier animals. So it had to thank the man who rearing cows. Without the cow, you cannot have puja. Nothing in Hinduism could go on. That's why Bhagavan Vishnu does manifest on this earth to protect the cow. Ve pradhenu sura sant hit lin hamanuja avatar. Nijekshani ramittanu maya gunagopar. When the cows are suffering, the Lord has come to protect them. That's why Bhagavan Vishnu, in one of his main avatars, he came as Lord Krishna, as a cow herder. He himself every day tending to the cows. Without the cow, you cannot have puja. Gobar is a must for the devatas to come there. You're inviting all the devatas, Lord Vishnu, Mother Durga, and who there. It had to be pure and clean. The only ghee you'll get benefits from when you're making hawan is from the cow. Anytime you use any other ghee besides cow ghee, it will make sense. And the purer the ghee, the better too. Vegetable ghee you have no benefits to get, although it's cheaper. We may look to save $1, nothing is wrong with that, but with what will benefit you and where you're going after making so much sacrifice and you're losing out. It will make sense. So here devotees is saying here, that such a place, devotees, one should organize that place for that person who is dying. And that man upon the ground. Do you know, long ago, all of we grew up barefooted. We went to school barefoot and so on. And do you know the earth is glad for your foot to touch her? To walk barefooted? Some people never do walk barefoot at all, you know. Even inside the house, they have the slippers, bedroom slippers and things. Just think about it. The earth is glad to get the touch of your feet, the sole of your feet. All these had a great values, and the old people used to tell you and show you, but what we thought was it was old-time days. I mean, things the poor and so on. Do you know the value of a dirt house? With a dirt house, a dirt wall, you don't need air condition, you know. The dirt wall has adjust the temperature from outside to inside. It's never too hot, it's never too cold. Yeah. Yeah? Yes, a dirt wall house. And with a carrot shed again, breeze coming through that and so on, it's cool in the night. You just have to look out for snake and fall in. Yeah. But who passed through those days will know it was comfortable and so on in this way. So devotees, Hari Om, Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, Shaligram ko Shilaka ko Jal, Bidhu ko Matra Panjo ko Mere ko Waha ko, Hari Om sab papo se Mukta ko Vaikunt me ko Jahan gai, Vindraban Bihari Lal ki jai. Next, placing him upon the ground, one should put gold or jewels on upon the lips and the face and so on. Now, gold is a purifying element. It says that although we use it today, when somebody dies, you put it on the upper tier, 7 pieces on the body. One go in each ear, one on each eyelid, one in each nostril, and one on the lip. It says, although the life has left the body, sometimes you have life force trapped in the cells in the body. And the gold has helped to withdraw that. Right? Plus also it is purifying. Gold is a purifying element. Just as when you're doing a Gita dan, you have the gold on it, or a Gaudan, or whatever dan you're doing. Gold enhances any gift that you are making. So even self, the person has not died as yet, gold should be placed upon, well, the lips, it says here, or upon the other parts. And when devotees, Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam, and give him the water that has bathed the salikram. The water that you bathe the salikram with, you give him that water to drink. Right? He had the tulsi on his lips there, but again, if he's in a position that he can sip or drink or whatever. If he's in a coma, what are you going to do? Nobody knows what position we can reach when that time comes. If our senses will be intact, right? If we'll be fully functional. And that's why you see sometimes people may not understand. The person is dying, the person is in a coma, but they hustle you to come and do a Gita Dan. You're reading the Gita for the person and he know what's going on in his soul. A person, you see a person at the point of death, a simple thing you can do. But I can tell you to take them down for a nice bed and air-conditioned room and put them in the ground with sleep, eh? Right? You have to make that choice. But that's recommended here. But a simple thing, you know, a person is on that position. I simply tell people, try to keep the room as clean as possible. Because I'll prevent the Jamdutanam from coming. Put a picture of Sri Krishna Bhagavan, where if they open the eyes could fall on it. So they'll be thinking of the Lord. Anytime you go to see the person, be it in the hospital, at the home, or wherever they are, that is not a place to go and talk, say. Keep chanting, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today you can download it from the internet and have it playing softly and nicely. Let that penetrate his ears. If you could go by the person and recite it, is the better thing to do. Right? Then we remain there talking, and all kind of and so on. Use the opportunity and chant the name of the Lord. This is what will help. So give him that water that washes his sarikram. Hari Om Hari Om. महापातक को का को नाश को करने वाले गंगा जल में को पान करने से तीर्थ पर को स्नान दान को करने से को फल हो जाता है. He said, devotees, giving them that water which bathes the salikram, it absolves sins, it nullifies sins, and a person has the privilege to go straight to Vaikuntham. We hear that in scriptures all the time. All the time you hear it. There are things that are there to help us. You know, the thing is, if you don't get in moksha, and we had to fall back because of some karmas, you don't want to fall back lower than you are, or the same situation that you are, at least better off. And you keep building. But you see how much privileges in Kali Yuga we have, we could help yourself. And the thing is that, you know what Shri Ram tell the people of Ayodhya in Ramayana? We have all equipments to cross this ocean of births and death and get oneness with God, you know. But you know why we don't cross? And you know what are the equipments to cross? You must have a boat, which is this body. The passenger is the soul. You need engine power to carry this boat. And the engine power is when you devote to the Lord, you win the grace of the Lord. You need a captain on the boat. The captain becomes the guru. But yet still Shri Ram says in Ramayana that we have all the necessary issues to cross the ocean of births and death. But afterwards you come back here. And why is that? Because we are murderers of ourselves. Why? We put aside the glass of milk and we run after the glass of poison. What does that mean? We put aside that which will benefit us, which is pure devotion to the feet of the Lord, and we grab after the glass of poison, which is this materialistic world. We dedicate and devote to it. No matter how you do it or who make you do it or whatsoever. But your time going in life, and as the time clicks along, it will not come back. That's why the greatest treasure we have is how much time remaining, and nobody knows. And let me tell you, where's the catch in it, eh? When you see you healthy and everything going nice, you'll feel you never get sick. And you go, never did. Your time is reaching now. Well, book it, You don't know. You're going to get up tomorrow morning. None of us can do that. That's why the wise always keep that up here. So do it whilst God bless you with health and strength. Take advantage and do. That's the best time to do the Gita part when you live in. More you could do is always better. It never go wrong. All right? So it takes away that sins devotees and a person could achieve. That Ganga water is equal to the waters of all sacred places in India devotees. Hari Om, Charna, Hari Om Chandraya, व्रतकों को 1000 में शरीर को पवित्र कर को लिए किया वहाँ और को गंगा जल को पानी करके वहाँ दोनों को समान की होता है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय विष्णु भगवान की जय. What does it do? Give Ganga water equal devotees, which equals the water of all sacred places. And he who performs again, it says here, 1,000 times, right? There's a certain faster called the Chandrayana faster, which is a brat again, like Ekadasi and others. What does it do? It purifies this body. Purifying the body means free from impurities and sins and all these things and so on. And that person drinks Ganga Jala, water from the Ganges River, both are equal. So fasting for that special occasion and drinking Ganga water, they carry the same merits. Now look at the thing, you have Ganges water in your home now. Right? Especially those who go, you sure you bring back Ganges water. Where you buy, I can't say, I can't verify that. But I think they could do it. So we get in Ganga water at home now in your house. People go to India, they fill bottles and they bring back and all these things and so on. Yankees always bring when you have in puja, with a spray bottle, put a little bit in the lota and the kalsa and so on self, which is so great and thoughtful. Drinking the Ganga water and observing this fast, they carry the same benefits in this way. Hari Om Narayan Paramahe Garur, Usko Agni Seko, Hari Om Arundaka ko, समूह के को नष्ट हो जाता है वैसे गंगा जल को पान करने से सब पातक चल कर को भस्म हो जाता है श्री वृंदावन विष्णु भगवान की जय. Just as you have a warehouse full of cotton wool and you may just light one match grain and touch one end and in a jiffy that whole warehouse of cotton wool goes to ashes. So to devotees, by drinking again the Ganga water or the Ganga Jal, his sins become reduced to ashes. What the bhajan says, Sat Sangha ki Ganga bani hi hai komal jiska dhara, kariya sanana bimal karakaya, right? Jhute janma gavaya. Continuously bathing in the Ganga river, it washes away sins accrued by you, right? And brings purity by removing impurities. The environment of satsang equals that place where the Ganges is. You'll go there and take a duck or dip in the river. How do you bathe in the river here? Here's like the bathing going a ghat like Halidwar and so on. You come, prepare yourself, purify yourself and so on. Man, vachan, karam say in thought, words and deed, you apply yourself in satsang. By constantly bathing it through the cup of the air, sins can be eradicated also. And that is the great importance of satsang in Kali Yuga too. We know everybody can't go India and bathe in the Ganges, but you have the privilege here too. Right? You can't reach there, if you could reach is great, but satsang carries that merit. It says, by drinking of that water, sins become reduced, devotees, to even ashes, as a warehouse of cotton wool. इसी प्रकार जो कोई को सूर्य किरणों को हरिओम श्री तपा हुआ गंगा जल को पीते हैं वहाँ सबको योनि से को मुक्त हो को विष्णु लोक में जाते हैं श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. He says Ganga Jal, which is heated by the rays of the sunlight. Right? I didn't know this part, eh? You have it outside in the sun and it heat up. It becomes free from all devotees. A person drinking that water, you become free devotees from all births and so on. And you goes to the abode of Bhagavan Hari. In other words, it allows you instant moksha. By having the water exposed to the sunlight, and you're drinking of that, it will give you that opportunity to get moksha to Vishnu Bhagavan. By bathing other rivers and so on, one is purified. No problem with that. Papo ko purush ko pavitra karne hai, yaha Ganga. Ganga nadi ko darshan ko tatha sparsh ki pan karne se Ganga. Gangocha charno me ko हरिओम हजारों के पापी को पुरुष में पवित्र करने दी, इसलिए को गंगा जल संसार का को तारहा की होता है, श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. By bathing again in other rivers, one becomes purified. So also by merely again touching, if you get to touch the water, just by calling the name Ganga, just calling it, you know, even you can get to drink it, devotees. Any issue again connected with Ganga, what happened? It sanctifies that, that place and that person. It purifies them. A person again who may have been meritless, that he has no good done on his part, then he can become purified and achieve that moksha by just Ganga coming on mind. So that's what I tell you. Even Krishna Bhagavan says, what is the last impression on the mind at the moment of death destines the future state of the soul? What does it mean? What going through your mind when the moment of death is coming, that is what you're going to achieve. So if you're thinking about Krishna Bhagavan, you're going to achieve him. But if you're thinking about what will happen to the house and the money and the car and the wealth and all them, what you have here, you're coming back right here in it. You're coming back right here. That's why we got to start to let go when the time comes. Okay, therefore, Vishnu Bhagavan is telling Garur, drink Ganga Jal. Drink it, devotees. Now, when you go in there, many of us went from here, you may see all kinds of things in the Ganga. But if you have the faith and the belief, you will drink it. Forget what it have wrong. It has no impurities already test, although a lot of impurities get into it. You got to have faith. This water, and why is that? Because the Ganga or the Ganges did not form by natural geographic formation like how Karani River start. I mentioned it before, but it's nice to tell you back again. Raja Bali, the king of the demons, he was doing so much of sacrifice that Lord Indra in the heavens feared that they will take his position and give it to him. So he approached Bhagavan Vishnu for help, and the Lord has protected Indra. So what he says then, I will have to prevent Bali doing this amount of good to get your position. Because that's the issue where if you override you in terms of the good karma, you have to take a place. They begged Vishnu Bhagavan to help. And that's where Lord Vishnu took the form of a dwarf. That is one of the major manifestations of Lord Vishnu called Vaman Avatar. Raja Bali was performing his yajna and nearly about to finish, this dwarf as a holy Brahmana sannyasi then, he come knocking on the door begging for alms. The priest telling him continue with his work, with his offering. He said, but how I can't? Somebody's my door begging here. I should attend to him first. All what Guru Sukracharya tell him, Bali, get up. Welcome the Brahmana and so on. And ask of him what he will like. Right? So the Brahman says, well, okay, if you're so pleased with me and you want to grant me something, I just want 3 steps of land, that is all, nothing else. So Bali watching him and laugh. He said, a short man like you, 3 steps of land, how much land you got to measure with that? He said, no, that's all I want. He said, you want a territory for yourself to rule? I'll give you a whole kingdom. I'll give you riches, this, that, you name it, I'm so happy. He said, all I want is 3 steps of land. But the guru, who was Sukracharya, he knew that this dwarf is not an ordinary person. And he tried to influence Bali not to grant it. But Bali went against the guru teaching here. And he was in a tight spot, and he decided he will give the land. So the only time it is sanctioned, and that's what I tell you the importance of when you make a gift to Baba, he has to sanction the gift, or else nothing is written in your karmic account in the heavens. Om Tat Sat Tat Sat Tat Sat Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurusha, and you read the Sankalp mantra. So when Bhagavan go to offer the water on the mouth of the vessel, no water ain't falling. So Bhagavan said, look, I cannot proceed. The water has to flow. Now Guru Sukracharya, in the interest of his Chela, his disciple, he took the form of an insect, went in the sprout and blocked the sprout for the water not to fall, so it can't sanction. So Baman Bhagavan, who is Vishnu Bhagavan, knew everything. He took a piece of coquier and he cleared the sprout. And by doing that, he burst one of the eye of Sukracharya. That's how he ended up with one eye. And he was able to sanction the 3 steps of land. So when that happened now, he said, okay, Bali, well, now I'm going to take my land. And at that, when he ready to take it, he took a monstrous form, gigantic, where you couldn't see his head, only the foot down, going straight down. And in one stride, he covered the whole earth. He said, Bali, the earth has gone. Where will I take the second? There's no more land left. He said, look, I'll have to take it in the atmosphere. And when the Lord lifted his foot, it touched Brahmalok. And Brahma up there took his water vessel, the Kamandalu, and washed Lord Vishnu's foot. And that water, devotees, is what came on earth as the Ganges River flowing today. You see it? The other one, if you take it on the back, it's on the Patal. So how did the Ganga come? King Sagar had 60,000 sons, right? And they were burnt to ashes by Kapil Dev Muni. And anytime you die in them unfortunate manner, the soul will get rest. Garuda tell him the only way you could get help, you have to get Ganga to come on earth. All the kings and them prayed and prayed from lineage to Brahma to release the water. Bhagirath, the last of that in the solar dynasty, Brahma appeared to him. He said, I'm pleased with the devotion. I will send Ganga, but Ganga will bypass earth and go to the netherworld. So you have to get somebody powerful to keep her. And the only person I see could do that is Lord Shiva. Bhagirath prayed to Lord Shiva for a whole year. And then Lord Shiva appeared to him and said, I will fulfill your desire. And that's where Lord Shiva loosed his ear, made it in the jata, and said, okay, I'm ready. Brahma let loose 1 drop of water, which split it into 3 droplets. One remained in the heavens called the river Mandakini. One came on Lord Shiva's jata, which is the Ganga, and one went to the netherworlds, the Prabhavati. You see it? Then Ganga appeared and said, O Bhagirath, mount the chariot and drive, and I will follow you. Because he had to take the river where the ashes were. And as devotees, the chariot drove, the water left Lord Shiva's head and started to follow. Where he crossed the mountain, it cut a tunnel. Where he stayed overnight, it formed a basin. And as he moved with the chariot, the water followed in. Go in. It's not ordinary. It's a phenomena by itself. And liberating devotees, the ashes of the thousands of sons, of the uncles and so on, he passed making all the various places of pilgrimage, like Haridwar in India, Rishikesh, all there, Allahabad where the Triveni is, and then flowing out to the Bay of Bengal in the south, a distance of 1,500 miles. Nobody could find the source of the Ganga. You see it where it's coming out from the mountain, but it's not the source. The source is on Lord Shiva's jata. That's why this water is so purifying, and that's why I advise you try to go to India. You'll get the opportunity to take a bath in it. Many devotees have gone. If you could help yourself and you could make that trip once in your lifetime, I know the benefits you're going to get from it. So devotees, it says here again, Bhagavan Vishnu is telling the Garur, let the people, devotees, what happened? By the hundreds, by the thousands, drink Ganga Jal. Keep drinking Ganges water. You cannot go wrong. Yeah, all the water, they say all the vitamins and this and that and it and so on. Get Ganga Jal. Probably someone start importing. You got too much ration that way. Think about it. So the importance Bhagavan Vishnu is explaining here, somebody is about to pass away, and you can still help that person by creating that environment so peaceful and pure. We're having, if a person passes away in that environment, you have a great tendency you can get oneness with the Lord himself. Plus you will still do all the shaving and all the bandara and all these rites and rituals and so on. As if you have a blessed son or blessed family that will take the initiative and do it. Most times they want to spend the money when you're dead, you know. They're holding it back for their use after. Right? Bhagavan Vishnu is telling us we could do so many things to still help your father, your mother who is about to leave, although they didn't get to do while they were living. You could still use the man or the lady's wealth and see where you could help her after she has left this body. For definitely the time will come when we will have to leave. So the best advice Vishnu Bhagavan given, you are sure they could do for you when you're about to die or when you die. So what is the best thing to do? Do whilst God bless you with health and strength. Do. Take these two hands and do. You're sure you did something then. And what you do it guilelessly from the heart. When you give, do not look back at what you give, you will lose the value of it. No merits. Think of it. Give freely on behalf of the soul, that Atma or soul can still get it. So you see how much we have real opportunities where a person could get help. All they didn't do in your younger days and so on, but you have opportunities where we can get. So Prem se boliye Sri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. We'll continue next week as Bhagavan Vishnu continues to enlighten us. Prem se boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. So devotees, Satsang is now on in full as we continue on a Thursday night. We want to thank tonight Kavita Samuel who did puja, and we want to thank so much Mr. Shanti Ramnath who contributed the parasad and the food and so on today. We thank Buri and Kashi, did nobody prepare parasad. Oh, sorry, by Ajay and Buri today. But we need some, this new year of 2026, we need some younger blood on hand. If you want to learn to make parasad, you could come and help to make parasad and so on. You'll be doing a good while God bless you with good skills. To wait till his hand can't lift and then you want to come and help make parasad, it ain't gonna work. Do it. Manage time properly. We got to give back. Always remember that we are not helping the temple, but we are helping ourselves. So thanks very much to Shanti. She's always been a great supporter of the Mandir, and due to her contribution tonight, she bring out all the sisters and everybody and them. So that is nice. Okay? God bless you, and may Bhagavan continue to grant you the greatest gift, which is health and strength right now. All right? We have nobody for next week. You let us know as we make alternate arrangement. Whatever bhojan we have tonight, sponsored by Shanti, was prepared by the ladies group. We thank them very, very much. And thanks again for all issues. Remember, the 23rd will be Saraswati Jayanti. On that occasion, the youth group normally handles it. And devotees, people will bring their parasad and so on to offer as we do devotion by the Murti. Shiratri will be on the 15th of February. The temple is hosting 5 nights. We have the schedule for the Monday result, supposed to be on the rack. Please take one, so you'll be guided along as how the activities are running in the mandir. Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Let us at this time stand, please. We join in our closing arati. And we ask our devotee who did puja to commence the arati. Make here first and leading with our own. Hari Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janamantar Gretani Tha Tani Tani Vinashanti Pradakshina Pariparhedi Panam. Vishnu Bhagavan ki jai. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakta Jano ke Sankat Bhakta Jano ke Sankat Jane Dur Hare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Yodhya फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी
दुख बिन से मन का
ओ सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहु मैं किसकी स्वामी
शरण गहु मैं किसकी
तुम बिन औरन दूजा तुम बिन औरन
दूजा
आश करो मैं जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी ओ पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर
तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे
तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता
स्वामी तुम पालन करता
मैं मूरख कल कामी
मैं मूरख खल कामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश
तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति
स्वामी सबके प्राणपति इस विधि अवदयामय
इस विधि मिलो दयामय तुम
हो मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे
दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे
स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ बढ़ावो अपने हाथ बढ़ावो घर परा तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे
विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा
स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ावो
संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे
और भक्त जनों के संकट
दस जनों के संकट
चरण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
ओ श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी
जयनाथ नारायण वसुदेवा
जयनाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
बोलो श्री सीताराम 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 जय सीताराम बोलो श्री सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम जय सीताराम
बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम बोलो श्री राधे श्याम राधे श्याम
राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम सीताराम जय सीताराम राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम
प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय. We humble ourselves in prayerful submission, expressing thanks again for this opportunity that we have had once more in this holy environment of Satsangh. Hari Om. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham
सुरेशम
Veshwadharam
गगन सदृशम
Meghavarnam
शुभांगम
Lakshmikantam
कमल नयनम
Yogi Virdhyanagam Vande Vishnu Bhavbhayharam Sarvalokaikanatram Om Tvameva Mata
च पिता त्वमेव
Tvameva Vando
च सखा त्वमेव
Tvameva Vidya
द्रविणं
Tvameva
त्वमेव
Sarvam मम देव देव ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम. प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय, सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय, आर शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय, विंद्रावन बिहारी लाल की जय. प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय, सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय, साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम. आपकी आसन लीजिए. Kindly take your seats and be reminded after Aarti. Our prasad and meals are prepared. Courtesy again, Meshanti Ramnath. God bless. Devotees, we have a lot of saris downstairs and cloth and so on there. It is free. Anybody wants, you can take. If you have use for it and so on, anybody, you can use, take it. They have bags also provided. Right? So look on the table in front there. And if you wish, please feel free and have. Thank you.
दुख दर्द पिघला। हर हर महादेव शंभो शिव शंभो, ओम नमः शिवाय मन पाए विश्राम। हर हर महादेव कैलाश के स्वामी, तेरी शरण में ही सब हो आसान। शिव शक्ति का संगम, घर घर खुशहाली।